I would love to discard Apocalypse on one. Thank you for asking.
I am reborn.
This deck loves Sinister London. Holy! Thank you for freeing me up, Space and Sinister London Gamer. Gentle gamer and a scholar here. Are you ready for our discard fast forward, friends? Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. I don't know if my body's fully ready to be Shang-Chi'd, but... Was that a MODOK voice line?
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
That was fun. All right, Daddy, shake my chi. Shake my chi, Daddy.
Victory.
I think this discard deck was pretty good before Scorn was released, and Scorn feels like she's got to be a solid upgrade for it, right? We're actually averaging 7% thumbs down on the review videos for so far today. That's less than I was expecting. Pleasant surprise. There's still time. There is still time. That's true. Accurate. Do normal video games get the same percentage? That channel usually averages somewhere between 1 and 2.5% in terms of thumbs down. So it's what, 4 or 5 times as many thumbs downs as regular content. What's the former text box on Scorn? Scorn originally was going to add her power to the thing on the board while giving herself +1 each time. Kind of prefer Corvus over Gambit. So we pulled this off of Untapped. And the same deck with Corvus over Gambit has markedly worse stats. Oh, Arrow has a voice line too. That's fun. Who will the winds bring, I believe is what she said. It's my favorite arrow variant, too. Thanks, Strubba. Glad you enjoyed it. It's this, yeah. It's gonna come down to Gambit here, yeah? Man, if Colleen would have gotten hit middle, we'd have tied there and then won the game. That's so sad. We get it Miles in the middle? Oh my gosh, we missed it by 1? Come on. Come on! What a crappy 50-50 to lose on the cannonball. J-Hogs, thank you for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We were actually a favorite to win that, right? No, we were 50-50. If we killed any of these 3 or Miles, we won the game. And then we also won the game if Colleen went center. So we had a 50-50 on Gambit, and we had a 50-50 on their cannonball. So, we were 75% to win. We win if we win either coin flip. If MODOK or Scorn went left, we won as well. Holy gosh. We lost the 50-50 on 2 of those. 2? That's so insane. So we lost 4 coin flips at the end there. I'm really glad we're taking a break from that Pokemon game to play games that have fewer coin flips in them. It's been really funny to me watching snappers comment on Pokemon's gameplay that they would never play Pokemon because it has too many coin flips in it. All card games are riddled with coin flips. Pokemon just hides them less than most. If I don't see the coin, then it's not a flip. Yeah, basically. I have every card in pocket. I have every mechanically unique card. I'm missing some of the cosmetics. Well, this never discards MODOK, right? Never, ever. Oh, I cleared the super flow for them. Awkward. If they Juggernaut me next turn, could this be a lose the Nexus, win the game angle? I think it could be. Honestly, I just want to see how it plays out. I like the snap is Juggernaut Nexus, but I think with Morbius and Collector, we might have a shot to win anyways. You think they're just cannonballing me? So this is better if they jug. It's worse than the cannonball, though. Alright, the incredibly rare lose the Nexus with the game angle. The quietest scream, something like that.
Oh, snap.
I think we want a Collector before we Morbius, because if I draw Lady Sif on 3, I want to be able to Sif the Apocalypse. Hey Jeff, I'm a first-time chatter here. I wanted to say watching your 2-year review video, it inspired me to ask you a question as a data citizen. Do you feel like the states get to a point where most of Denmark could be run? You feel like the states could get to a point where most of how Denmark is run can be transferred to the US? I had a debate recently and it struck me that Denmark might only be able to operate as a country because of its size. I don't know that I'm necessarily qualified to answer questions like that. I think foreign policy and bigger details are not one of the very false equivalencies that gets made quite frequently is that you kind of, as the idea that you have to have the answers to the big questions in order to ask them. And progress, like many things, especially social progress, is iterative, meaning you're not just gonna take one step and get there. But yeah, I think the US could do a lot of things to make things better here for people that live there. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's impossible for the US to emulate things that other smaller countries do in a number of ways. Would we necessarily execute them in the exact same way? No. But it's definitely very possible for the United States to exist in a way where we provide healthcare coverage for people who live here without any of them going bankrupt from getting it. So this, I think this wins most of the time, yeah.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Kingpin and Craven teaming up against Spider-Man here is definitely a canon event.
Victory.
I'm gonna be honest, Darvigal, I'm gonna give you a timeout for at least a day. I know you're a regular here, but your attitude is everything that's wrong. Everything that's wrong with why progress doesn't happen. Our tax rates here are super high. What does super high mean to you, Mickle Pickle? What percent of your income is taxed, or what percent of your average income is taxed? Like, people like to talk about how, like, okay, you just expect about 40%. I mean, there's a lot of people who their average tax rate in the United States is between 20 and 30%, and that's even before they take other things into account. And, like, to give you context, for example, the first year my job had a good year, my wife and I looked into replacing her corporate health insurance with health insurance on the open market. And at that time, for my then family of 4, comparable health insurance to what my wife's corporate job provides would have cost us 40,000 USD per year. And I want to make it clear that that 40,000 USD per year still included copays and costs for prescription drugs. It was purely to cover major medical in case someone got cancer or got hit by a car or had some other big catastrophe happen. So it wasn't, I paid 40 grand for the year and that was it, all costs were good. It was, I paid 40 grand for the year to make sure no one went bankrupt in case something bad happened. And then also had to pay out of pocket for a bunch of other stuff past that. And like, that would have been, you know, with the other taxes that I paid, significantly more than 40% of my income. Have some adverts. We're gonna play some more Scorn when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. What does U.S. insurance cover? Ideally, they cover nothing. Insurance companies make a profit by not paying for things. Happy drops, Obi. Yeah, if you're looking for my thoughts on Pokemon Pocket, I'd encourage you to check out my Pocket review here. Thoughts on the gameplay and the economy. Show the deck! We're gonna pop into a game here in just a second. And the deck will be up on your screen. You can also type !deck in chat to grab the deck list for easy importing. You don't need to time out a new person asking for the deck. You can just give them the command. Can we fix that, please, Bug? Thanks for taking the time to rep that Prime hack page. I appreciate it. What are snap packs? Snap packs were something that were referenced in Marvel Snap data mines that sounded like they might be some type of economic change, but economy changes were removed from the upcoming Marvel Snap roadmap. So I don't know that I expect to see anything come of those anytime soon. To say one more thing about American healthcare before we go back to focusing on some Snap related stuff, is that one thing people who live in other developed countries with better social systems take for granted too is that my wife has a very good corporate job, which means when we had children, she got 6 weeks of paid time off after birthing a child. And people who live in the US know that 6 weeks paid is an incredibly good amount. And people who live in all the other countries around the world who have properly developed social safety nets and good systems hear 6 weeks and they're like, what the fuck? My wife and I both got 4 weeks unpaid. Yep. I don't think we're playing anything here, right? Just pass. My firmly Canadian parental leave is up to a year. Yep. One of the many reasons why millennials in the United States aren't having children. Because then, after you get your less than 6 weeks of paid leave, typically, often just unpaid leave, the cost of childcare is anywhere from 15 to 30,000 USD per year as well. I guess I play these here because this might be about to be killed on the right. Can I stay here? I guess this comes back to my hand. I think I can stay here. It's close though. If the kill goes left, it's really good for me. Denmark paid paternal leave is 8 months. Yep. So, like, when someone asked a question very pointing, like someone asked in chat, could the US be exactly like Denmark? I don't know the answer to that question, but I do certainly think that could we do a whole heck of a lot better and a whole heck of a lot more than we currently do? I think the answer to that question is a resounding absolutely. Saddam, thank you for the quarter of a year. You don't have to fix absolutely everything to be like, oh, we could probably do better than we do now. I kind of wish the kiln would have gone here, because we're narrowly winning this. We might still be okay here. But we're definitely worse off than if the kiln flipped the other way.
You won't need this anymore.
They have a 7 power Hitmonkey. And that Hitmonkey can get +6. So they can go to 13, 18 in the middle. They can get 18 plus whatever else they play out here. This takes me to 12 in the middle, which gets me to 27. And then Scorn has a chance to get me to 29. I think we stay, yeah? I think we stay. It's close, though. I wonder if it's right to Modoc, right? Narrator, it was not right to Modoc, right? We won the flip stage versus Modoc.
Victory.
Whoa! Okay, so they mentioned they were cutting the first time gold double ups for economic reasons. Here's the economic reason. They added a 200 USD 16,500 gold. And they added $150 because they just didn't want to put this up while this was the first time at 16,000, I bet. The best Aerok. I mean, to be fair, I would have bought this a ton. And so as someone who spent 5 figures on Marvel Snap in the last calendar year, this would have saved me, I don't know, probably $100 or more. Like, if you're already spending, it's like you might as well. Thank you for the almost 3 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Opponent snapped.
Sorry, chat. The brief pause was banning fascists on YouTube. We're trying to keep the comments clear. That's not true, So Deluxe. You're just wrong. I don't know what you've looked at in Pokemon Pocket, but that is very incorrect. Honkai, thank you for the entire year. Let's get a sword to go with that shield. There's nothing worth showing from the things that I've banned on the YouTube side. It's purely just the same typical drivel. It's not exactly interesting or worth sharing. Hey, great to hear it, Soil. Pocket's been a ton of fun. My kids have also been playing Pocket. Watching my middle guy fist pump when he nails the EX on the Wonder Pick is just like, system's so good. What are your thoughts on high voltage? I think it's wonderful to have a mechanically unique and different game mode added to Marvel Snap. I think one of the things Marvel Snap has really struggled with is that all of its game modes are very similar, and Conquest and regular Marvel Snap feel almost identical in most cases, and High Voltage feels truly new and unique for the first time, which is great. Half Quarter, thank you for the 32 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Hey, hope you're having fun with it, Magus. This. Yes, I agree. The forethought to have a short band list inside of it is good as well. Oh, they have Northern Lion. Yeah, they must be doing a big sponsored push for the 2-year anniversary. Pirate Software and Northern Lion, both in the Snap category this morning, which you love to see. All right, Gambit and Scorn are about to win the right for us here. I can feel it. Oh, come on! Oh, do we get him? Got him! Sometimes lucky, rubber ducky. Jubilee in their Shuri deck is weird. Rest of their deck looks like relatively stock Shuri down to the Enchantress. Enchantress is a good one to know about. Philosophical question, chat. Would this count as a Taco Hulk? I think we're supposed to leave. This location is just much better for them than us.
Escaped.
At least, yeah, we don't have any Proxima variants besides the Spotlight. Yeah, her and Nocturne. I'm really shocked we haven't any Nocturne variants in either. Chat, if you're ever wondering how stupid you have to be a conservative in the United States, imagine posting the comment on a video where I shared I made $250,000 last year, telling me that I've tanked my channel with my decision making. Like, just wholly truly the level of like detached from reality you have to be to like make that connection. If anything, part of the reason why I put that message at the start of that video is to hopefully encourage other content creators who try to stay out of politics to maybe speak up this election cycle, because it really matters. I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about the things that are important because they're afraid they won't make money. And hopefully seeing some of my numbers can hopefully encourage them to talk about the things that are important. Sean Michaels, thank you for the Baker's Dozen. I appreciate the 13 months. Welcome back. Just think about how much more money I would have if I would have taken all of it and invested in the Donald Trump coin this time last year. Oh, wait. Whew, is that the best draw in my deck? I think it was, gamers. I think it was.
You won't need this anymore.
Clear for takeoff.
Hey, thank you for the gift, son. Yick, appreciate it. I think it's this. They have a 1/7 with... I'm probably supposed to leave here, yeah? The problem is the 1/7 beats me on the right. Yeah, I think we're actually supposed to leave and just play the next one for 5.
Escaped.
I think we're more likely to win the next one than this one here. Start for us. We played Agony. I probably won't play Agony Destroy because I don't really enjoy playing Destroy. And no, I haven't acquired Agony yet. At a minimum, talking about politics has made you around $4,406. That's the reason I stuck around in the first place. Thanks for being here, Duck. Do I want to Scorn this turn, or do I want to so this discards Scorn twice, whereas this discards Swarm twice. Like, I get to choose which of these two I want to bin. I think having Swarms is better. It makes the collector bigger, so it's only -1 point. It's better against Lizard. Swarms fills my hand. No, Swarm is +2 cards. Every time we discard Swarm, it adds 1 card to my hand. So we'll go up to 6 cards here. The entirety of my hand is fine to discard, yes? Let's play a game. This one's close. If we brick on Modok, we could be in trouble. But Modok, Dracula, Morbius are all pretty decent pickups. Careful, Jeff. If you keep mentioning $250,000, they'll call you rich. I also think it's important to talk about my income because it's good to hammer home on that point too. that when leftists like myself talk about taxing the rich, we're not talking about people like myself who are comfortably upper middle class. I'd also go so far as to say that, like, the lifestyle I live and lead really hammers home how much exorbitant the amounts of money some of these people truly have, because I live very comfortably with the amount of money I make. So the amount of people who are making magnitudes more than me really don't need it. And they'd be a-okay if we taxed the living shit out of them. Opponent messed up Starlit Citadel with Shuri. So Shuri's attached to the location, so they would have needed to play Vision here in Nova Roma. I think this is the line. I think this is the line. It could be right to put Lady Sif in the middle. When we talk about taxing the rich, we're talking about people to whom my yearly salary of $250,000 is a rounding error. People who are literally building rockets to leave planet Earth with their vast fortunes.
I am Apocalypse.
Thanks for the biddies, goody. All right, we got some sweet casserole here. So even if we hit the Proxima has to go right. All right, cool. And now I got 3 shots to take their last 2 cubes. Glad we left on the last one. Good decision making getting rewarded here. Do I get healthcare through my wife's job? Yeah, we were actually talking about it earlier. The first year my content was successful, we looked at replacing my wife's corporate job with her working a different job that she'd enjoy more, and replacing her corporate insurance would have cost us like 40 to 50 grand a year. So we make a good living doing. I make a good living doing what I do, but she keeps her corporate gig because we would not be saving for retirement on my job if we also had to pay for healthcare in the United States. So if I do this, it bins the swarm twice, which puts me up to 6 cards. That seems good. I gotta start streaming right now. I only have $20 in my account. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell my children when they tell me they want to do what I do for a job. I tell them that I have a graduate degree and I stayed in school and I have a lot of work and life skills to afford me a job outside of what I do here specifically. Because you can't just show up and try to do what I do and expect it to be successful. There's a lot of what is referred to as survivorship bias in content creation, where people who are successful will tell you you should just do the things that they did to be successful and your success will follow. And by and large, that's not true. For every single person like me who's successful doing content, there's dozens of other people out there, hundreds, maybe even thousands, who are doing all the same right things, but they're not finding the success that I found. I'm very good at what I do, and I work very hard at what I do, but I'm also not ignorant to the fact that a lot of my success on Twitch as a platform is related to the fact that I was in the right place at the right time. So for people who aren't familiar with what I was doing before Marvel Snap, I played Magic, a lot of Magic the Gathering. And part of my initial success making content was related to the fact that I had a small amount known from playing in tournaments and having tournament success.
I am reborn.
But even that wasn't enough. The big thing that allowed streaming to provide a full-time income and metrics for me was fully outside of my control. A large part of my success making content is related to the fact that a different person who had been streaming Magic the Gathering before me, they stopped streaming and took a job at Wizards of the Coast, which left a vacuum in the time slot I was streaming in of people who were looking for a new streamer to watch. So I was just doing the same thing I'd always been doing, and then suddenly I had more viewers because by happenstance there were viewers looking for someone. Yeah, Paul Cheon took a job at Wizards of the Coast. I wholly 100% and firmly believe that I would not be a successful content creator if that hadn't happened. At least not at the level that I am. I also like had to put in a lot of work, and it's not saying like I said, that's not to downplay the amount of work that I put in. I work really hard at what I do, but it is to say like there's a luck factor and a time and a place factor that's outside of your control. This deck's really good. I think this deck was good before Scorn was added to the game, and she definitely feels like a marked power level increase for the deck. I don't know that I expect this to be the best deck in the format, or you have to play it and you can't win. There's plenty of Red Guardians and Counterplay and others. These 12 cards were the best metrics for Scorn on the Untapped tracker, while also simultaneously having the largest sample size. So I think I can say with relative confidence that this is definitely the best known Scorn deck. It both had the most games played and its performance was markedly better than other discard builds of Scorn that had much smaller sample sizes. And generally speaking, decks' performance metrics go down as their sample size grows. So the fact that this build is so much higher while having a higher play rate, I think is really meaningful. I'm very confident Gambit is the best for that 3 slot. I think Gambit impacting the board is solid.